Hi, I'm Sabrina Register, Comcast Neighborhoods. Welcome to the International District in Seattle. Just a stone's throw from the city's two sports stadiums and skyscrapers, one might overlook this community's rich history and culture, not to mention its beauty. Join us as we explore this neighborhood's 100-year history and view the future at a fortune cookie factory. We will also marvel at the 66,000 square foot Asian food market and gift shop that is Uwajimaya. Seattle's Chinatown International District is 16 square blocks tucked away just off Interstate 5. It may be small compared to Chinatowns in other cities, but don't let its size fool you. This compact neighborhood packs a punch of color and flavor, from its history to the food to the people who call it home. Something relatively new to a neighborhood celebrating a century is the Chinatown Gate, built in February 2008. The colorful, ornate structure, influenced by ancient Chinese palace architecture, welcomes visitors. It also brings to reality a 70-year-old community dream to recognize the neighborhood's presence in Seattle. A second gate is under consideration. After passing through Chinatown Gate, head to the Wing Luke Asian Museum to learn about life when the community was first born and to see some spectacular works of art. The nationally acclaimed museum, which is named for the first Asian American elected to public office, for years searched in earnest for a bigger space. In 2008, it felt the stars had aligned when the shareholders of this historic building, known as East Kong Yik, agreed to let the museum move in. The building dates back to 1910, so touring the upper floors is a history lesson in itself.
If you go with our interpretive guide, you can go into the historic spaces, and it's what the kids call the secret rooms. You'll see kind of the soul of the experience, the soul of how the early pioneers came and made a life. The upper floors, there were 100 rooms, and at that time the early immigrants were all men that were allowed to come into this country, and so they each had their own room, and there were communal eating areas, and the washing areas were all communal. So it was what was called a hotel at that time, but it was really like a rooming house. And that was the way of life for a lot of people in early Seattle.
Each room in the museum will give the visitor a different experience. One exhibit explores the stories of different ethnic Asian groups that came to this country. Another area showcases new media artists with works in digital media, video, animation, and film.
And we kind of hope that people will, if they will just join us here, they'll come and visit, that maybe it will give them a different way of looking at their own life.
Outside the museum walls, there is a lot to explore, and the museum makes it easy. For a fee, it provides tour guides to help you navigate the neighborhood. Our first stop, inside what's known as Canton Number 6, a space that was once occupied by a business, but later converted into an apartment.
We like to take people in here because it reiterates the idea that this neighborhood still has families living in here. There are a lot of senior citizens that are here, but then this space was occupied up until around maybe 2003. When we converted the space into the museum, we conducted oral histories of the people that lived here. And then the most common thing that they mentioned about the apartment was that the kitchen was actually sort of the main living space. Upstairs, there were about 4 different bedrooms, but people were only up there just to sleep. And then the living room in the front was a place to, I guess, hang out, but the kitchen was sort of the central point of the apartment.
Just a short distance from Canton Number 6 is Hing Hae Park, the unofficial center of the community, where cultural events, musical performances, and entertainment programs delight crowds. The Grand Pavilion, brought over from Taiwan, serves as a memorial to honor local Chinese American veterans killed in World War II. Another place to take in the scenery is located on the outskirts of the neighborhood in what's referred to as Japantown.
We are at the Daniwu International Community Garden in Kobe Terrace, and so this space is really important to the community because it was one of the few spaces that was created for a lot of the seniors that live here. The neighborhood itself has changed over the many decades, and so a lot of people wanted to create a space that could be used for the senior citizens and as a place to gather for different events and as a space just for the community to have.